Hammond, where's the key? All I have in the chapter house, the crate, but the key, where's the key? Why so silent, Hammond? You thief, you rogue, you whoreson, you worthless bastard! I will find the key without you, idiot, stupid prick!
Welcome back to another Witcher Tales episode. So as you know, these episodes are basically a way for me to still do some lore, but also have a bit of a relaxing time, as these don't take as long as my actual lore videos. So today's Witcher tale was the first tale I actually suggested to me, and was the person that gave me the idea for this series, so today's video is going to be on Morkvarg the Werewolf. The tale of Morkvarg begins with him and his crew sailing the seas of Skellige, raping, pillaging, and ruining the lives of ordinary folk. Morkvarg was very proud to be known as one of the most fearless pirates of Skellige. One day, however, he learned of a rumour, the rumour being that he was afraid of the god's wrath. He decided that it was up to him to dispel this rumour, no matter the cost. So, he gathered his crew and sailed to Hindarsfjall, deciding that the best way to prove his fearlessness of the gods was to ransack Freya's garden. Upon arriving at the garden, he ordered his men to round up the priestesses and bind them. He then proceeded to massacre them, laughing all the while. So the archpriestess was furious, and stood in his way. Of course, Morkvarg just continued to laugh, and cut her down. With her dying breath, she uttered a curse. "You are beastly now. Remain so forevermore." Later that night, Morkvarg and his crew were celebrating, when one of his crew, Einar, decided that Morkvarg had gone too far. Einar used a cursed wolf-fang amulet that his father had given him to make the priestess's curse come true. The amulet caused Morkvarg to turn into a werewolf. But not a normal werewolf. This particular curse caused Morkvarg to have an insatiable hunger every waking minute, and also caused any food he tried to eat to turn to ash in his mouth. The curse also bound him to the garden for the rest of his eternal life. Also, if he is killed, he simply resurrects a little while later in the garden, making his suffering indefinite. After transforming into the beast, Morkvarg turned on his crew, and murdered each and every one of them, except Einar, who just fled. One day, in Morkvarg's miserable existence, a witcher arrived, and Morkvarg finally saw his opportunity to rid himself of this curse, as he knew that witches were known to be able to cure all manner of curses. He met with the witcher and asked him if he would help him return to human form, and if he did, he would award the witcher a considerable amount of treasure he'd hidden away. So, the next part of this tale is a little unclear, but here are a few options of how Morkvarg's tale ends, because as we know, within the Witcher game, you make decisions that happen with these tales in particular, so Morkvarg's tale ends depending on what you choose as a player, and here are the options. So option 1 is that the Witcher decides to try an innovating curse lifting method by feeding Morkvarg his own werewolf flesh. After eating the flesh offered by the Witcher, it actually permanently kills him and inadvertently cures him. So by killing him, he cures him because he gets rid of the curse, he allows Morkvarg to live, but he also dies. But that's only option 1. Option 2 is that the Witcher actually managed to track down the traitorous Einar, and discovered that he still owned an item that could cure Morkvarg of his curse. So the Witcher took the item from Einar, and restored Morkvarg to his human state. The Witcher then killed him, and decided that years of insatiable hunger was not enough punishment for his crimes. The Witcher obviously knew everything that had happened to Morkvarg. He knew what he'd done, and he decided that, you know what, it's not enough. Morkvarg has to die. We can't let this guy back out because he'll probably just do it again. So option 3 is a little different. So instead of killing Morkvarg after curing him, the Witcher actually decides to let him go, and decided that it wasn't a Witcher's job to kill people, no matter how rotten they are. So it's a little bit of a different ending. But anyway, as I've said many times, these are just short videos of just me telling you little stories from the Witcher universe, so when you meet these characters you can be like, hey, I know that character, and I know what happened to them before all this. So I hope this video was interesting for you guys. As always, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and you're awesome. Also, something I've said before is to be sure to go and follow my Twitter, as when I post videos, they instantly come up on there. It's like an automated thing, and then you guys can see them on there without, you know, because YouTube, a lot of people have been telling me recently that the videos aren't ending up in their sub boxes, and they're seeing them like 7 hours later. So the best thing to do is either click the bell on my channel, get a notification, or follow me on Twitter, because I also post little things on Twitter about stuff that's coming up, and I get video suggestions on there too, which I am more likely to see. Also, be sure to join the Discord if you want to meet more witches, and a big thank you to the Patreon pledges. pledges. I've got a couple more recently, and honestly, you guys are amazing. I live stream a lot on my Twitch, and it's great to have not just the Patreon people there, but everybody else. And when I see people that I recognize because they donate to me on Patreon, I just, I always say hi. And not that I won't say hi to you otherwise, I recognize you more, it's really cool. Oh yeah, that's another thing, be sure to follow my Twitch. I've been streaming a lot of Halo recently, so I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Halo Reach, more specifically, the campaign, and people have been enjoying that. But yeah, as I said, big thank you to the Patreon pledges. You guys are the best. You're all Grandmasters on the Discord. I love you guys. But anyway, I'll see everybody later. Be sure to watch tomorrow's Witcher part and the lore video after that. Goodbye, guys.